ID into the like URL, and it reads it from there. So I was gonna do that, but not this time because I don't have a stream ID to use. All right, let's see. Share a screen of a screen. Hmm. Yeah, that's what it is. Not stream ID. You're right. Stream key. I
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It I feel like music, it sucks for I'll use music that I didn't even know was like a thing. And I mean I'm in the whole like Drake versus Kendrick thing personally, I think Drake wins it. That's just my like biased opinion, I guess. But I hope he wins in his suit versus UMG because fuck UMG, bro. I've used I've used so many different tracks for different like generative videos that I make because you can get Suno. Suno's the generative music app, and in my opinion, their music got like the beats and the songs that they make got a lot worse once they figured out how to make it so they have like this they have like every other AI app like tier 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, but they suck. And yeah, let me restart this. And they end up flagging your stuff because UMG owns everything. It's so crazy.
Mm. I haven't even heard of that whole thing that was going on with them.
Oh yeah, he's suing UMG, and well, probably not. I don't think he's gonna win, but we will see.
Drake definitely won against Kendrick, and the only reason I'm thinking that
Oh
is
yeah,
because like he wasn't even at the Super Bowl, and Kendrick, dropped his name in the Super Bowl. Like that's a win for him. That's just free publicity for an event he wasn't at.
yeah. I think he. I don't know how that was like a thing because it's even if we're doing like the best of all time. So many everybody's like mom and especially their mom, but dad can probably name like a few Drake songs. You can't name Kendrick songs like that. Like
I can name Kendrick's like older, like he had
yeah.
hell, now I'm drawing a blank space. No, he came out with Money Trees all them years ago.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Good Kid, Mad City was if he would have
Oh,
stayed.
Mad City, that was yeah, that was
Yeah,
good
if
too.
he would have stayed that on whatever that was, that like wavelength, which is like not possible because that's just the way that it planned. Like his, I guess that his style was, but I
Mm.
thought, in my opinion, every album after that was nowhere near what Good Kid, Mad City was. What's it called? Was really high quality. Damn was really good. That was like one of his best.
Yeah, damn was good.
But the other ones just had you had to like pick and choose a few. Mr. Morale and the Big
Ooh.
Steppers, not so
What,
much in my opinion, but
what
Drake's
was
been on
that
for like
song?
fucking.
Hold
It'll
on.
be totally on for 20 years, dude. In 3 years, this has been around for a long time. But suing UMG is a big a tall task for sure. It's not something that you can easily do. I don't know no artist I think has ever sued. Um,
If someone's gonna sue them, it might as well be Drake.
Yeah, oh yeah, bro. Yeah. I used AI to like look up. I was like, gee, I had a little bit of time. So I was like, I'm gonna see what are the chances if that he can actually win something like this. And it's like a huge toss up. But I was like, who can afford apparently the worst thing that happens to him is it's gonna look like okay, he just lost the rap, like the whole battle between the two of them. That's it. But if he wins, and it's not gonna it'll cost him like $6 to $8 million, which is like a drop in the bucket to him. But if he wins, there's like unlimited upside. Like he's gonna be the first artist ever to do that. Michael Jackson, Prince, they've all talked about how crooked the music industry is, but they never sued. So he'll be the first one to actually.
Well, I think if somebody signs in, because like back in the day, like you would basically how you would get famous is you would sign in with the record label, and the record label would fucking write these documents, and you would sign it, and then you would lose most of your rights for everything. Like that's what happened with Taylor Swift.
Yeah, yeah.
Nowadays with like Web3 and social media, like hell, I know people that are just starting their own record labels because
Bro, yeah.
it's
Because you what are you paying for? The like distribution? I
I
know
don't know, but
you're paying. You're giving away your only thing that makes you famous because they can get it distributed, they can get it out there, but it's you don't really need that nowadays. If you're relentless enough and good enough, you can definitely get it out there. I know you probably can't like you don't the average person doesn't have millions to throw into marketing like they do
no,
or just
no.
promote it, but still it's
I feel
I
like
hear that
I
too.
feel like marketing's getting cheaper though with like social media. I feel like and like the different
Thank
ways of
God.
editing. Like marketing is, I think, getting cheaper. But you could always spend more money into marketing. Like marketing is what you make it. But I think relatively, like, dude, you could do videos or you could do stuff for free. You know what I mean? Or have it
Yeah.
done for
It needs to
it's
get really cheap, bro. I hope it gets significantly cheaper because they were who was it? Young Thug was talking about how he's like, oh, some of these artists, maybe it wasn't him because he's not like super business savvy. I'm not sure who it was, but they were like, oh, uh instead of owning your that they'll own some record label, a lot of record labels will give you the cash advances. So they'll be like, we own your
right.
rights to all your masters, and then we're gonna give you $3 million, but you have to like work this shit. You work this off for like however many years it takes. You may through shows and stuff like that. I know that's why I guess some artists would show up to shows late and look so. Because I was always like, damn, some of them are making like 50. I remember Wiz Khalifa on this YouTube channel he used to run called Day Today. He was like really one of the original streamers, bro. Because they would just it wasn't live, but they would
Really.
upload to
Wiz
YouTube.
Khalifa was.
Yeah, go look at Day. Go to
Wow.
on YouTube. Search Day Today. My friends and I
Day
used to
today.
watch that in high school all the time because it was crazy. There was never anything like that. It was like when they would show like artists go on tour back in like the 90s and they would video and follow them around.
Holy
This was
shit, 14 years ago?
bro,
Day to
yeah,
day
he's
season three.
yeah.
This is season
he
three.
started he started
What?
doing that in 2009, man. He was doing that so early, and you got to see like what his life was like. He was living in like a 2 bedroom or 1 bedroom house in Pittsburgh and stuff, and they just did it all the way up until he was like world famous. And there was nothing like, I mean, you never get to see an artist the behind the scenes of his life that much. It was so crazy. I feel like he probably feels the same. Like, oh, I missed out on some of the streaming, but I'm sure he made so much off
Bro,
YouTube
he's
and we.
Wiz is hooked up.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane. Yeah.
But yeah, Day
I
Today
didn't
was
know he was doing this shit. I just remember his song came out a long time ago. What was it called? And it was a poppin' song. It was like one of his first songs that came out. And I think I was in like middle school going into high school or something. I was like, this is some
okay.
good music. And
Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't know he was doing YouTube shit like this.
He got too tripped out. He'll say, I'm sure he's just like, oh, weed, but it was more than weed, bro. He was fucking. There's some of the music was like it sounded. You ever watch Walk Hard, the thing that makes fun of the Johnny Cash documentary,
I want to say yes. I feel like I've
where he's
seen
like,
it.
we
I could,
he's like super wealthy at the time and he's just trying anything music wise and they go into the studio and they have like goats and didgeridoo. He's like, we need an army of didgeridoos, and there's didgeridoos and doves flying and lions and like old women singing, like there's just so too much going on, and they play the song and it sounds like 17 different songs at once. That's where like Wiz got. There was some stuff where he's like, you'd see him, he's like, we're gonna they pump the studio full of weed and like smoke, and he's just rapping and you're like, this is not, it didn't sound like, it wasn't up to par with what he was doing in my opinion. And he hasn't done too much since then, but he's around. But there's some crazy stuff. We just published an article today on all the five on we pick different things each week, like dark matter in the makeup of humans, and how that could explain like weird illnesses and stuff that we have. And this week we did 5 things in the quantum area that could be real. Quantum safe DNA vaults. So when you're like when every password can be tried, the only thing that's going to be and this is just a stretch on my opinion, but the only thing that can be completely anonymous, I guess, or randomized would be essentially your DNA, where because quantum computing won't be able to calculate what that is. So it does your entire digital life, every photo, video condensed into something no larger than a shirt button. DNA storage is going to be a mix of like using your DNA for secure access and password protection, but also to carry everything that you do around with you. Like taking pictures. You'll never have to be like, oh, I forgot to take a picture of that. You'll just be able to decode what you see. So let's see, in 2024, costs plunged from an eye-watering $3,500 per megabyte down to $122 per megabyte with newly developed enzymatic movable type synthesis. Um, and the power of DNA storage can be at 215 petabytes per gram, which are what I can never remember. I think our brain has the power to it's way more than petabytes. It's exaflops or petaflops. It's one of the two. But it's going to hit around $10 per megabyte within the next few years, which would be cheaper than tape libraries where we put stuff on tapes. So we'll be able to put like billions of terabytes onto a small little button-sized chip at some point soon. Retrieval speeds exploded. AI-guided nanopore sequences now access data 3,200 times faster, making DNA cold storage almost as nimble as traditional tape. The kicker for this would be data is stored at just 9 degrees Celsius and it survives intact for 1,000 years. On the security front, let's see. Yeah, okay. They're embedding lattice-based MLKEM 768 keys and MLDSA signatures directly into the helix. So they're going to just embed keys into your DNA, and it would be, I don't think you'd have to give blood. I think it would be like oil samples and stuff off of your hand, but I'm not sure. I'm not making it. The other things, this one I figured you might like, the self-healing metapolymers. So they're putting small little plastics that repair themselves overnight. No heat, no chemicals. Ricken's newest terpolymer restores 100% of its tensile strength in just 24 hours. It's not like instant, but if you were to break like plastic, it would it's basically like new plastic, liquid plastic emerges from the particles over the course of like, but I wonder how it would come back together, because if you break something's plastic, you have a crack there, and it'll just fill in the crack, but then it'll still be sideways like this. You'd have to almost hold it together. But
that's interesting.
This is all of it's like hypothetical for what the demands would be. Sunlight activated top coat erases 30 micron scratches in 30 minutes of noon sun, promising 5 to 8 years of flawless car exteriors. That would be useful.
That's insane. I'm just trying to like take all this in right now. What is this going to do to human life expectancy? Like, how old do you think people are going to end up living?
I don't know, but I know someone who thinks that they know, and they said it's going to be we could double our life expectancy in like 5 years. There's another guy, who was it? It's not Jan LeCun. It's just me reaching for somebody whose name who's known as like someone intelligent. They say your only job right now is to just stay alive, because you're in like a few years they're gonna be able to completely. We already are finding so much stuff out about health. Like I feel like even I was born in '93. And for whatever reason, like they were like, "Oh, soda's bad for you." You know, they didn't say all this stuff about like microplastics and organic. There was, I don't even think there was an organic food aisle except for like kosher food. Maybe I don't know. There was
I don't
nothing,
even
but
think half the organic food's even organic anyway.
no, yeah, and it's so expensive. I wouldn't even. I mean, I don't really, I don't buy it. But I think we'll end up living for a long time when they can cancel stuff out of your genes and your DNA and just completely remove they'll see like, okay, what are the chances that this mutates into
Ye-
this, or when you become this age or that age, then that's probably when we start to live really long, because we all die from like pretty much the same 10 to 15 things. I know there's like tons of other deaths, but if you have longevity that takes you into like your 70s or 80s, heart disease, different types of cancer. Hey, what's up, baby? Woo. Different types of cancer, different types of Alzheimer's. Well, there's only one type of Alzheimer's that I know, but it's if once they can get rid of that, I think it's on I don't know if we'll double though, because our bodies. What were they said like around age 120, your body just. Have you ever seen someone who's like 120 years old? There's nothing you can
Supposedly
do,
they're out there, and like
bro.
supposedly they're
Yeah.
out there.
Look at those people. I don't like it's you look at that person and you can just see that it's never like, oh, they look really good for 110. They always look 110, bro. They always, because your skin, everything, your bones are just probably
But
broken.
hear me out. What if we start getting a lot more 110-year-olds, and then you can start to notice the difference, and that happening very soon?
That
Because
means
right now there's
we got to
as
keep the
far as
baby boomers around and hear them bitch for another fucking 50 years, dude. Oh my god.
we're just
No,
gonna
that's
become we're just gonna become the new generation of that, basically.
yeah. I think if anyone, because we are like I'm a millennial barely. I'm almost a Gen Z. You're Gen Z. My sister's a Gen Z. Yeah, it's 1995 onward is Gen Z. I'm I'm
Oh man.
I'm like the second year that you could possibly be a millennial before you're a Gen Z. So I guess I'm like a mix, but we're gonna like, yeah, our generations will live for quite some time, I think. And then once you can I don't think we'll figure out how to take consciousness outside of ourselves right now. I think maybe the next generation will, and that's when you just live for fucking ever, bro. I think we're like right there. Um,
But
but
what if we have the preservation technology at this point? Like I already know that there's people out there planning to live forever or to live on past normal. I know they're out there, right? Like so
oh yeah, yeah,
uh
that Russian
you just started
billionaire.
talking about that regenerative plastic, and I'm thinking, okay, so many people are already plastic. Like if we have regenerative plastic, you could like break your nails. You could break your nails, and then overnight they just grow back.
That's a good point. Yeah, if you can put this stuff in
Put it in
materials,
your hair. They're like, yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
you put it in your
So
hip, you put it in literally anything. I think it's because we don't fuse well with replacements. Like people who have uh they have, what is it called, when they have their legs amputated or arms amputated, or if they get like a if they get like a transplant of something, it usually is like a 50-50 whether your body's going to attack it and get rid of it, or be like, okay, you can stay with us.
hmm,
Except for that guy with the pig heart seemed to be doing okay.
do me a quick solid. I'm gonna try and hop on over to the Spaces audio
Okay.
just in case anybody hops in, and I'm gonna
Oh
connect
yeah, that's
my
a good.
earpiece. I'm gonna
I
connect my
like I
earpiece
like
to the
that
Spaces.
thinking. Yeah. We're multi-channel right now, and
Uh,
streaming directly into YouTube.
you're on YouTube as well.
Yeah, if you ever want me to give you these videos, let me know. I'll download them and send them to you.
I got a third screen right here. Don't make me pull up the YouTube.
Yeah. Oh, nice. You see that? That's pretty
What?
dope.
Hey, think about this. Hear
Did you
me
see
out.
that? No, you had a thumbs up.
You're where?
You did this, and there was just it did a thumbs up
On
bubble.
me or Spaces or
No,
on here?
in this, maybe I could only see it. I don't know, but that was wild.
Hold on. I'm trying to hold on. All right, I disconnected my Bluetooth from the phone. So let me open this page back up.
Oh, that's
And
clear.
then add me on whatchamacallit.
As a speaker, yeah, I got you.
Spaces, yeah, so I can just mute my mic.
For
But
sure.
then if somebody hops in, I can still talk. Connecting my headphones. And Spaces. Spaces sometimes runs weird though on here.
Sometimes, yeah, it can be a little bit odd.
No, I'm saying on my iPad because I'm running it off of what do you call it? My browser, because for whatever reason, iPad version of X does not let you do Spaces. So I have to go on the browser version, and the browser version runs weird on here.
Elon has to figure that out.
Right. What are the so? I'm gonna need you to tag Elon. All right, and we got to get this fixed.
Yeah, you think, bro? We can run internet off of like fucking
Elon needs a
satellites.
button.
Yeah. We gotta that Yassine. Have you ever seen that Yassine guy who works for X, bro? He sucks. I don't know who he always gets into fights with people. If I was working for a company and like that downsized that much, I would not be. He gets into fights with people on X. It's so crazy. I've never seen anything like that before. It's wild, but I would not be. He gets into fights with people on X. It's so crazy.
Okay,
that's weird. Oh, that's
this is upsetting me.
I'm gonna bounce off at midnight just because I got to drive all the way up to Pennsylvania tomorrow.
You're going to Pennsylvania? That sounds like a fun drive.
It's not a bad drive. It's for Easter we hunt rabbits on Easter. I'm just kidding. But we're gonna be. I don't know what my family's doing, but I'm going to see them, and then I'm coming back down here. I got to do a career fair at Bowie State University this week. Should be, should be cool, but it's a lot to get there and back. How do I? Did you request, or you just can speak? Let me see.
I don't remember how I did this last time. The last time we were doing this, but I was in Spaces, so I think I might have to pull it up on here. Hold on, I'm trying to figure this all out.
Okay. Yeah, I sent you.
That app threw me off because it worked last time perfectly, but this time I'm like, here, let me join. Wow. Look at that. I'm in there.
Oh, wow. I was like, who else is joining this? Who? What's up, man? Yeah, we got the. I know. I thought somebody else got the link, and I was like, holy shit. Because I thought we were going to put this. I was planning on putting this in the space or on the thing so people could jump in if they want to, but I know people probably get weird occasionally with their Gmail because it's like your key to everything.
Right, it is.
You can't lose, man. With AI, I think about all the stuff
No, I got into the space.
Oh, okay.
That's why I'm like,
I know I was gonna give myself a second. Did I give you a chance? Okay, you can speak on there.
Yes, you have earned the privilege to speak.
If I was Google, why doesn't Google just? They already have YouTube TV. Why don't they just become the broadcasters for the world? That's like the best possible thing. Fox, CBS, They all made. Maybe I should I mute myself? No, not on the space, or I mute myself on this. No, because I need to be on this too, because then YouTube came in. Hello.
All right.
Yes.
Can
There
you
we
hear
go.
me?
Yeah.
I think I'm. Hold on. How does it sound?
Not bad.
Are you listening to me through Spaces or through the Google Meets?
Through Google Meets, just so that I can have the stream to YouTube be up to
Look at
par.
that. We've got our first listener.
Oh, we do. Nice. What's up,
Yep.
Gabriel? Gabriel
What's
Tomatange.
going on? Gabriel's legit.
Gabriel, peace. No, we yeah, let me see if I can turn this down. There we go. Yeah, they have YouTube TV. Everybody, all the news channels can stream to there. They have Gemini. There's no reason Google. They have AI. I'm sure they'll go to space at some point soon too. Did you see all those ladies that went this past week?
They didn't go to space.
I was gonna ask how you feel about it, but I know now. Okay. Yeah, they went somewhere and they came back down, but they wasn't even. I would have spray painted the side, man. You gotta have the thing burn up again to make it look, a little bit.
They went to Kami's Lookout. No. They went to Corn Tower. Kami's Lookout's too high up. They would get some space.
I always thought Katy Perry was attractive, but I like her less since seeing her reaction to this. Bro, she acts like she invented space. Like, what the fuck? She was like, "This is just gonna bring us closer together."
She invested into Jeff Bezos' new space hotels. That's what that was.
I own moonhotels.net. Contact us at Huxley@ZenAI.biz to purchase it for the cool price of $7.5 million.
$7.5 million.
Yeah, Easter weekend.
Shelling it.
Easter special for sure. Palm Sunday. Oh no, that was last weekend. Yeah,
it's 45% off this weekend.
It is. Yeah, it's going back to its normal price after this. But I always thought Moon Hotels would be a good site to own. I sold Millennial Wealth, the Facebook page, for that might have been one of the biggest digital heists that I've done. But I sold Millennial Wealth. Swear to God, $2,000 in 2015, 2016, I think. Some guy, I thought he was like a scammer first. He's like, what does he want? I was like, you can PayPal me, I didn't want a chance that he might, get my, I don't know. I was like 23 years old at the time, 22. So I was like, I'll give you my PayPal because I don't want to give you my routing number or anything like that. Zelle didn't even exist. And he sent it to me. I was the one who fucked around. It took like 2 weeks for me to transfer to him because I didn't get his messages after he sent it. And he's like, bro, I still don't have access to the site. I was like, my bad.
Ran off on him.
Nothing with it, bro. He must have been on a bender, like coke or something like that. Because he sent me that $2,000. He got access to it. And I think it has less followers in it than I gave it.
He had to have been. He broke the first rule.
Yeah, don't cash in on your
Don't give him. Yeah, don't give all your money away before getting anything.
Yeah, I know. Luckily, I was a good guy.
Like here's all this money.
Bro, we signed nothing. Nothing was set. It was just, he's like, I will give this to you if you transfer to me. And I was like, sure. And then it turned out with Facebook, you couldn't even transfer pages at the time. You had to like add him as a administrator and then remove myself. And then he tried to remove me and they flagged him and kicked him out because they're like, someone tried to hack into your page and take your page because they thought, I guess I don't know, he was trying to get rid of the creator. So I was like, no, it's cool. It was a real pain in the ass, but he got it. That's when I was on a whole kick for that. But yeah, the other thing that we wrote about, the atmospheric CO2 to aviation fuel cell. So what if we could suck CO2 straight from the air and turn it into jet fuel? We can. So solar thermochemical reactors do just that. 1,000 liters per year at 3.8% solar to fuel efficiency. Their Dawn refinery goes live in Q4 of this year and aims for 500,000 liters annually by 2028. Power to liquid electro fuel systems could meet 10% of U.S. 2050 jet demand, requiring 160 million tons of CO2, 1,000 terawatt hours of renewables, and 60 billion gallons of water. Today's synthetic fuel costs $7 to $9 per gallon, but with $1.25 gallon tax credit through 27, we're on track for under $3 per gallon by the early 2030s. And
under $3 per gallon.
Under $3
nationwide.
Per gallon. Yeah, that's allegedly what it's saying.
So what? Wait, what's under $3?
We are on track for under $3 because synthetic fuel costs can be as high as $7 to $9 per gallon, but there's a $1.25 gallon tax credit, so we're on track. So we might even have flying cars at some point, like really low, because there's just
Bro,
if you've ever
gas prices have fluctuated $5 across country, probably more. It was like almost $8-9 when I was out in Oregon for a little bit.
Are you serious? When?
It's about 2 years ago.
Holy shit!
2.5.
That's when Biden was like falling apart. When like bro, yeah, in DC, that's the only place they kept it pretty cheap because I guess they have people from other countries come here and they have all the politicians, so they can say it's not. What do you mean it's not that? It's not that bad.
It's pretty cheap down here.
I bet.
What is it in DC right now?
$3.55.
That's way too high.
$3.25.
You can bring it down to $2.70.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
We're cooking.
I feel like it was like between 99 cents and $1.50 for 30 years, and then it just shot up forever.
All of a sudden.
Yeah, it's never been it's never gone down. It's crazy. And then the electric vehicle thing didn't really help it.
Wouldn't you think it would help it though? Because if there's less of a demand for it, then the prices would probably go down.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought, okay, we never had electric vehicles. Now you have, at least until all the like Tesla Nazis came out and were like, meaning the people. I call them. It's the wrong word, not the Tesla. Yeah, people who are like, you can't drive a Tesla, like the soup Nazi. Like
you drive a Tesla, then
yeah,
fuck
like
you.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't mean like Elon's a Nazi, but like the Tesla, the people who are like hate it for. They fucking loved it 2 years ago. Now you hate it. It's so crazy.
They hated everybody that didn't drive a Tesla, and now they hate everybody that drives a Tesla.
Yeah, they're like, I'm environment friendly. I'm blah blah blah. Actually,
that's like your favorite like sports team, and then you switch up on them all of a sudden, but for politics.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. You're a four-wheeler driver, and it means you actually have enough money to choose between cars that are that expensive at the drop of a hat. So you're not really an average American. The average American's like almost living paycheck to paycheck. There's nobody. If you live a privileged enough life where you can just say, I don't want this. I'm going to get rid of it, and I'm going to get something else. It's like, if one, you have a Tesla to begin with, which they're not cheap.
No,
they're a little bit less.
A new one's not, but like an older used one is probably no different than like a Camry.
Yeah.
I think in terms of price, like I'm sure you could probably get a Tesla right now, a couple of years old for like 15 grand, maybe 20.
No, you definitely can, because their batteries get. That's why that's one of the reasons I was like, I don't know if I would get this, because their batteries just get shot after a while, because we weren't that technologically advanced. Elon Musk,
right,
stretching as many things as he possibly could with space. He had so much shit going on. So the whole
they probably come light years.
Yeah, I don't think they always get
less than a decade.
Yeah, the whole like 300-mile max, or 320. I think that's I don't think that's the same case 10 years later. Like any battery. But it's have you seen all of China? I'm getting killed with this China propaganda, bro. Oh my God.
I seen some of it earlier today, and hell, I've done so much today, so it's hard for me to remember everything. But
Bro,
I was looking on X earlier and seeing some crazy stuff.
dude, yeah, they're showing me jumping cars, flying cars, how big their cities are, fucking their baseball teams. I didn't even know they had baseball teams, like how fast I even commented on one of the things. I was like, this is just Chinese propaganda. I think those are my words exactly, because they're like, this pitcher throws 200 miles an hour. And it's like, bro, we use the metric system here. We don't use kilometers. Nobody throws 200 miles an hour. You'd have to fucking dislocate your arm to throw that fast. But
So supposedly Mexico and China have also united to form a powerful trade alliance. I don't know if that's new or what.
who's buying in that partnership?
I don't know. It doesn't say anything more than that. It's a video, but I'm not watching the video. Ford suspends shipments of F-150s and other cars to China. That happened yesterday.
Yeah, I think I'm honestly, I could be completely wrong on this too. I think if like all the things that I've been saying, but I think
I don't know if you could be wrong though, because it's not unlike China to throw out propaganda.
oh no, I'm right with that. My little sister even texted me from Penn State, deep in Pennsylvania, and she was like, it's not even about. It's just happening. They're sending. You ever heard of the guy I Show Speed, the streamer?
Yeah.
He got like a. They're like bathing him in gold out there, bro. They're doing all this.
He has been out in China a lot recently, hasn't he?
Bro,
He was just
yeah,
like climbing the wall and jumping off it or something.
they're like, look at this woman play the mandolin and like all these different. Well, I guess maybe not the mandolin, guitar. And they're like all these young, attractive females following around, and it's just to get. People want Americans to kind of come there. It's not like we're not we're pretty like unapologetically American all the time, and I think it's like this whole effort to. I would be probably shocked if China wasn't somehow involved in our elections too. So I'm sure it's probably.
I don't doubt it.
But yeah, I'm sure it's to get people pissed about the tariffs, so that they're like, oh, see how bad this is. But if you look at China's economy, we have the Nasdaq. They have the Shanghai Complex, I think it's called, the Shanghai Composite Index. That's like the indicator of their economy, and it's been it's been a straight line for like like a horizontal line for the last 7 years, because it's a socialist economy. They're kicking money back into their own economy. However they do it, I'm not really sure. I'm not well versed on socialist operations of a few billion people, but they're also aging out too. They have around 35% of the population is 50 and older, because they had that whole one child law.
One son. Oh, is it just one
exactly.
child?
No, it was one son. You got to throw your daughter out. If you had a daughter, you had to stop.
Donate her to the. Yeah, we shouldn't.
Yeah, they. I'm sure it's nice. It looks like a nice country. It's just,
China does have a lot of people, though. Their
yeah,
middle class is larger than the U.S. population.
They're what?
Their middle class.
Isn't everybody there middle class? There's probably like a few.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's all. Yeah, they have 1.2 billion people, which is a lot. I mean, that's. They just have issues. Hux, Jesus Christ, man, he's stinks. You can't own land there, so you lease it from the government for 70 years. You can't really own anything there.
No, you just rent everything.
Yeah, if you're successful enough, the government gets involved. I'm not really sure.
Oh yeah, the government gets involved in everything out there.
Yeah, yeah. They said it's filled with like here was going like bureaucratic stalemates. So they'll have people who become successful or in a position of power or in charge of a town, and they won't do anything because you don't want to, piss off Xi. You don't want to do anything wrong. So they end up just doing nothing and waiting for the government to come back and be like, hey, you should do this or not do that. Um, because the way that they act has to change with the interest of their economy. But I'm good, man. I'm good. They knew what they were doing. The whole fentanyl thing, I know that's true because I knew a few individuals that I grew up with that were getting research chemicals from Chinese labs in the late 2000s, early 2010s, so like 2009, 10, 11, 12. They were ordering things called methyl ethylcanthione, which is called MCAT or meow meow,
Mm-hmm.
4-fluoromephedrone, 4-MPH. It's pretty dope acronym. What's the other one? Methoxetamine, MXE, fluoroxetamine, FXE. Those are ketamine analogs, but MXE lasts like 10 hours, bro. That shit was so long.
Jeez.
So my friend was like, here, try a little bit of this. Like this much, bro. Like a line was this much. 10 and a half hours. I thought I was broken. I was like, this is I remember I was almost in tears because I was like, this shit just never wears off. It's like a permanent state alter. Because anything disassociative wise was like after 5-6 hours, you're good. Ketamine is like a few hours at most, so I've heard. But it's legal in Virginia.
Supposedly.
Ketamine's legal in Virginia. The nasal spray.
Everything's legal in Oregon, bro.
Yeah, I heard.
Everything.
What was that? Did you go? Did you frequent the shops?
Yeah, I was pretty cool with one of the shops out there. It was pretty cool.
Do they
I
sell
got
like?
to see everything and woo.
Is it legal in the sense that there's like places that will actually sell it, or is it just in the sense that
Yeah, you just walk in and buy it. Yeah,
like
I was
drugs?
buying
Like,
joint. Oh no, not drugs. Drugs like weed. Yeah, I thought you were talking about weed.
okay. We have that here.
Weeds everywhere, just like coffee shops out there.
That's
But
how it
like
is
drugs,
here.
I'm sure like I don't know. I didn't talk to anybody that like knew how to get it. Because I don't do nothing, but I just seen everybody out there had it.
Take a look at this, bro. This is you can get this from a doctor and get it filled at a CVS in Virginia. Spravato. Side effects are feeling drunk, having an amazing time, anxiety, headaches and shit. But it's Spravato's the medical grade.
It's called Bravado. Oh, Spravato.
Spravato. But it
That's
gives
hilarious.
it's just a little and you're good to go. 56 milligram dose kit, and you're all set. Bro, yeah, they should put this
This
shit
is
in
insane.
Flonase.
I've never heard of it before. That's insane though. Just the name is cracking me up.
S-ketamine. They should put it in Flonase. So like if you have allergies, you won't care. You'll be good to go. We have some dispensaries around here. Let me think of what the one is called that I have
Oh,
to.
Schnikey.
Jova Wellness.
I'm so far behind in the conversation. Hold up.
What do you mean?
I'm listening to you in spaces, and it took me out a listener.
Oh
It
shit!
took me out a speaker. So, I wasn't even speaking. Hell, was I on mute that whole time?
I don't know. I did that last time for like an hour. I spoke and I was like, "What the fuck?"
I was listening to you in my headphones and talking to you through Google Meets.
Oh really?
Yeah, but my mic wasn't even on in
That's
the
crazy.
headphones. So like I was just talking to you. Like no, like I was because like for a second I had heard you say something, but then I
Yeah.
had like wait, hold up. I don't think we're in the same time of we're having a conversation, but I'm like lagging.
Yeah, I know the feeling. I know what you mean. I've gone through that too. So here's Jova Wellness. This is like right down the road from me right now.
Okay.
They're not bad. It's so fucking expensive though. Some of the stuff that they have.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, they all use. They do like curbside pickup and stuff like that, which is pretty cool.
Is it legal in DC? Because DC is
Yes.
technically not a state.
Yes, it's super legal, bro. Legal. So are mushrooms. People don't know that, but
Oh, I love it.
yeah, psilocybin mushrooms, bro. There's penis envy everywhere you go. That's like the first thing they say. Albino penis envy right here. You know, blah blah blah. It's actually really cheap. That's the one thing that's not expensive, or the mushrooms. But the we had,
Hell, I'm coming to DC.
bro. Yeah, come through. It's decent. That was during 2021, I want to say. Immediately, like overnight, all the places just had tons of mushrooms. I went in the one time. This is back when I used to smoke and all that stuff all the time, and they were like, we just got our shipment of mushrooms in, so we're trying to like, let people try it out. They're like, here, and they gave me a handful of some, and then they gave me little tea bags of things that you put in a tea, and it was just chopped up mushroom bits. That was actually really good. They called it, I forget what the name of the tea was, like Bliss tea or something generic, but man, that was
It does sound good.
Yeah, that was like a really it was the pandemic, so people were just, and around here, I don't know about Tennessee, but here people were losing their shit over the pandemic, bro. They were, oh my god. There's still people wearing
People in
masks.
Tennessee were, but for a different way. But it was kind of split. Like when the pandemic first kicked off, I lived in Murfreesboro. Murfreesboro is like a college town, so like, and
That's where my aunt and uncle used to live. I've been there.
okay. So like it was kind of half and half. Like some people were like arguing the mask. Some people were like, "You need to wear a mask. Put your mask on." But like as soon as you go out into the country, I don't think anybody even knew what a mask was.
Yeah. You go to the country and people probably didn't even believe it was real.
Right. They're like, I just seen an alien last week.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's here, bro. There was people wearing, the craziest were the masks and the face shields over the mask. Like a full-on face shield, a full-on fucking mask. It would be filling up and fogging up because they were so hot. And they were still, we still have people wearing masks here, bro. It's wild. I walked to the gym today and I walked past a lady wearing a mask. And I wanted to say, yeah, dude, I wanted to be like,
do you know what year it is?
yeah, this shit was. If this was 3 years ago, that would be a little bit weird. But this is like, that happened half a decade ago, and it was like a hardcore version of, I can't. I'm sure someone will. We. I'll get like, we'll get like a few views on this, but I'll get someone from my job or someone else that, Alex said COVID's not real. We'll get like
It is real. No,
yeah,
it's real. I mean,
but
the
it's like
White
a
House just
cold.
posted about it like yesterday.
If you get a cold and your immune system is compromised, it's going to fuck you up. If you get
Right.
COVID and your immune system is compromised, it's going to fuck you up.
Right.
What really fucked me up was Omicron. Did you get it? Did you get any of the COVID?
Yeah, I got COVID like 4 times.
Holy shit.
Right.
When?
21 through 22.
4 times in 2 years. God damn.
Yeah.
Which one was the worst for you?
Probably the first time I'd had it because I was like having to live upstairs for a week. My girlfriend at the time was like, she wouldn't let me downstairs. And then she ended up getting it. So we just said, duck it. And then the second time I got it, it wasn't as bad. The third time I got it was when I first got to Oregon, but it only lasted like 2 days. And then the fourth time I got it, like that one kind of put me out. I was out again for like another week.
Shit. Did you get vaccinated?
No.
Okay.
They tried to get me, but they couldn't get me.
Get
They
you,
tried
yeah.
4 times.
Bro,
I feel like 50.
did I tell you I had a blood clot? I got vaccinated in January.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I lost part of my kidney. We don't know why. The blood clot occurred. I actually still get pain because I have scar tissue in my renal artery. So I asked my hematologist. I was like, "How long is it going to feel like I have a fucking tennis ball like behind whatever's right here. And he's like, bro, right here for the last 3 years at random times, it will feel like I have a fucking tennis ball here. And he's like, oh, it's just he's from China. And he's like, it will just be like that forever. Um, so I was like, okay, that sucks, dude. But it goes away, it comes and goes at times. But I
That
just got
does suck.
one, the one that makes you like had a headache or whatever that Christmas time when half the world got it.
Mm.
My girlfriend did the same thing yours did. She was like, don't you come? I don't want to get it either. She was so like kind for like a day, and then she realized she might like. I was like, what kind of lag was that? She was like, I might get it too. I don't want to get it too. And then she ended up getting it too, and we were both sick as we were really sick over like Christmas Eve into Christmas. Which
Yeah.
Bro, yeah. We couldn't see anybody or anything. We just
I remember like before the pandemic started, I had heard about COVID because I was doing retail sales and I was starting to see a couple people wearing masks in the stores. And this was like early 2020, like January, because it didn't like, we have COVID until like what, the end of February or so, I'd say, like March.
That's crazy.
I remember early January, I was still in Illinois and I was hearing like a couple people talk about it in the stores. And then like all of a sudden it like took over the world. I was like, oh
fuck. When it first started, I'm not gonna act like I was like, oh, this isn't a big deal. I was like, oh shit, this is like the bubonic
police
plague.
I'm sure being in like the police, bro, were like forcing people into their homes.
Really?
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Not like where I was at, but like I just seen it on like social media, like fucking it looks like the SWAT team and the military's rolling through in some streets, like get in your homes.
Before everybody was like took like a step back and was like, hold on, are we losing our shit here? The same thing happened. I was managing the optometry offices, and we had patients coming in who were from like the Republic of Congo, like all different parts of the world. And then we started having people come in with masks. And then in February, I remember I don't know, but the person I was dating at the time, she was like, you might have had COVID before it was even a thing in like March, early March, late February. Cause I got sick and was out for like a few days. And then I came back because I was like, I'm not going to miss more time. And I remember coughing, and one of the patients and one of the girls that worked for me at the time started crying. And I was like, what the fuck are you crying for? And she's like, can I go home? She's like, I have kids and I don't want them to get sick with this. And that's when I was like, whoa, people are like losing their shit over this. What is this? And I looked it up. And that's when it's like, it can do everything. It's like so bad. But they were going to start a fine process in DC where if you didn't wear a mask, they were going to fine you up to $500.
Holy cow!
Cite you on the time on site, and they were going to keep people out of DC who didn't have DC license plates. So I had Pennsylvania plates at the time. So I drove. What's her name? The girl I was dating at the time, my ex-girlfriend. I drove her car downtown to my office. We were one of the offices I managed, bro, was 2 blocks from the White House, and Donald Trump didn't really care that much, but people down there did.
Right.
It was wild. But in the beginning of March, they called and they were like, "We're gonna shut everything. We're gonna shut everything down because it was on my birthday. My birthday's March 9th, and my ex-girlfriend we had a party and she bought a bunch of Corona because she thought it was funny because of the coronavirus. And then 2 weeks later, 2 weeks later, she's crying. She's like, I don't want my mom to die. I'm like, dude, no one's gonna die. But obviously a lot of people did die. Just not that I didn't know anyone who died, thankfully, from it. But I know some people.
I know a few people.
You do?
But I don't know if like I don't want to go into it, because it's just dude, I'm like a conspiracy,
Me too.
Because I believe them. I don't believe things till I see them, and when I start seeing things, I start believing things.
Yeah, that was just a weird. I wouldn't go back to that personally, but
it just blows my mind that was real life for a little bit. Like there was like people walking into banks regularly wearing bandanas on their face.
Yeah, I know.
Think about that. Like just not that long ago, I feel like if you walked into a bank with a bandana on, like you're getting shot or the police are showing up outside. You know what I'm saying? And they were like, guys, there is this virus going around. You can wear anything, just put it on your face. Like
And then you'd be
literally.
like, you can't even say, oh, someone who robbed us, they had their face covered up. They were wearing this because everyone has their fucking face covered up. We used to get robbed all the time for glasses. People started putting like Tom Fords and Tiffany frames in their purses and in their pockets and stuff like that because everybody looked the same too. People just didn't give a shit what they wore.
You couldn't profile. It was a big test. Everybody, and like it started like ever since COVID, you see a lot more shiesty mask sales. Ever since COVID, the technology to be able to identify somebody based upon their eyes has drastically increased. If you think about Face ID, the jump that it took in just 1 year alone to where your phone wouldn't work with a mask, and then the next generation you can update it to where your phone now works with a mask.
Bro, yeah.
Just that leap.
The shiesty masks have become a full-blown like fashion thing in DC. People wear them down the street still to this day. I was driving home from work on Friday and I saw 4 people get out of a car wearing those. If this was in 2018 or 2019, you'd be like, they just robbed somewhere. But because it's 2025, Jesus Christ. And it's DC, you don't really think. You're just like, oh, okay. They must have just went to see their grandmother or something. You don't think anything of it now. I mean, I'm sure people do, but I wonder at what point, if there's any administration that's going to do it, it's this one, where they're going to be like, hey, you can't fucking wear that shit. You can wear that if you're like a dentist or something like that, but you can't just dress like this, like you're going to fuck. Because
willy-nilly.
Yeah, I don't know if that'll happen. I'm sure that probably not because you want to, be free speech and free wear or whatever you want. But at some point, it's gonna have to.
Yeah, I forget that we're cross-platforming too. X has kind of messed me up a little bit to where I just don't think about what I say sometimes. Freedom of speech.
Right, dude. Yeah, X makes you start feeling like shit. I should be able to say that. What?
Bro, that's what I'm saying. I hop on TikTok and I feel like I just get banned for just me being me. Like, or not banned, but flagged, like not recommended.
And
I'll have a couple hundred people on my live, and then like the other day I had like 250 on the live, and we were talking about chicks and chickens. And we had mentioned one of the chickens' names, and supposedly we got flagged for hate speech because we mentioned one of the chickens, like the breed of chicken. That's what I'm guessing I got flagged for. But I'm like, what in the world? Like, we're literally just describing this chicken to the viewers. There's a couple hundred people in there. And then now I'm flagged for, non-recommendation because of hate speech. And it dropped down to like 60 viewers. And I was a little teed off at it.
Oh,
I feel like that wouldn't happen. That wouldn't happen on X. Like that wouldn't happen.
Oh shit. It just ended. Since when did Google Meet? Oh my god. What's up, dude? Google Meet. Google Meet's pulling some Zoom bullshit on me now. They're saying I have Google Meet Plus, but you shouldn't have to have Google Meet Plus to have a meeting longer than an hour, but you do. No, I'm on a different account that doesn't have that, so I'm just starting another one because that's the only. If the other streams ended, that would be something different, but they didn't end. They're still going. At least the YouTube one is. So I'm sending you another invite now, but I know next time that I will just always use my different account. What's your Gmail? What's your Gmail again? I was just giving Google props on all their platforms and stuff. Fuck Google. But yeah, I'm gonna leave a review on this. The meeting was scheduled to go till 12 a.m. I was wondering why. I want to edit because this one now says 12. Yeah, I just said I updated it to now. Technology. All right, here we go. I'm in. Because I didn't gatekeep it. The host is busy. I know. Yeah, right. All right. The Fireflies. Okay. Yeah, I turned the Fireflies interaction off because people were at my job were like, I don't know if we don't know what that's gonna do. It's like you're gonna get your information stolen from something completely different. It's not gonna be Fireflies that steals it. It's gonna be someone who sends you like a that you have an outstanding toll text message. Have you gotten any of those? Holy shit, bro. My cousin got a good one the other day. It said someone sent you $1,000 in Cash App. Click here to verify your Cash App account. And he sent it to me because he was like, I'm gonna send this. I don't know why, like I'm some sort of like decoder or something. And he sent it to me. It was an AWS link. So they were just looping people into some hosted account where I guess they were able to get your information. Nice. Very nice. Yeah, this is a good I would say this is a good time. Unless there's some massive world event that happens, I think it's a decent time to maybe, yeah. It could be the rise when things hit all time. I always think on the yearly scale, crypto always goes up, hits its all-time high. When it was 20,000, Bitcoin was 20,000 when it hit 10,000 for the first time, and then it drops, and people are like, oh my God, it's gonna fail, it's gonna go to zero, and then it pumps back up. If it hits 20,000, it pumps back up to 17,000. When it hits 60,000, it pumped back up to like 45, 50,000, and then people are like, it's back, we're back, everything's back, it's gonna be $1 billion, and then it dropped back down. And because it always is gonna come back up and probably even go up another like 20% from when it tanked the very first time because it goes. I bet Solana hits 200 at a minimum again in the next month to 2 months. Yeah. No, no, no. By the end of the summer. By the end of the summer. Yeah, I was hoping it would hit like $50 again, or like honestly, like 2023 when that shit was like $9, bro. Holy shit! That's when Luna, everybody, yeah, Solana was like $9 to $12, and I was like, nah, I'm not gonna buy it, and I don't know why the fuck I didn't, but it's more than nine. Oh yeah, it was like all over the place, and then it was just it was done. People had New Year's Eve was a hell of a it was a great New Year's. People were just ecstatic and euphoric across the board for so many reasons, but that ended. Well, my thought here's my thought process. So in the grand scheme of things, well, super wealthy people always pick what's next in a way, not by they don't. It's not like I think you and I talked. There's not like these like dark back rooms where all the powerful people in the world get together and they're like, we're gonna do this next. But people who have mutual interest. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Zen Duck at night. People who have mutual yeah, we that's the whole trick is we don't even know, but we are. We're contributing to the realm of shady globalist moves without even knowing that we're doing it. We're just part of it. And who bro, our faces, everything about us, the way that we move, they're trying to the next like multi-million dollar OnlyFan woman or man that's AI will be based on us and our movements and everything. Because we have no rights. Once you come into this space, you're like we barely have that many. I mean, we have rights in the real world, but it's yeah. How much free will, right? We should get on that. How much free will do you actually have? Nah, I think you have. I wouldn't know, but I. That's what honestly before I was when this shit's when I used DID. DID was the first one in 2023. We cloned someone's face for orientation and made them speak. So they are on these virtual calls for 2 weeks. So if you took all the time that they were on a virtual call, spewing the same, regurgitating the same shit, like oh, here's our handbook, here's how you clock in, clock out, here's your benefits, blah blah blah. It's the same thing. It would be 2 weeks straight that they spent doing the same thing, and that's like the epitome of hell for me. So we cloned them, but that's when I started to think, shit, you could do this with anything. And that was 2 years ago, which is like almost a decade ago in AI time, and it I think it's there by now. Yeah, there's almost no way that it wouldn't be. There'd probably just be some glitches occasionally where like a nipple would get like split, or maybe they have 3 or 4 nipples instead. There'd be something off. Like if someone's going to yeah, no, I'm serious. If like you would just have those latency issues, like with they were some chicks going to like take her top off, and all of a sudden she has just one finger. Like it would just be because it would just it's all rendering, and it would forget like it would you wouldn't want to have any issues where the people are paying money for. So you're like, well, pay attention and use the compute power to what people are paying money for. So it would just be like, well, fingers don't really matter that much. So she goes to, like pick her shirt up, and there's no hand whatsoever. It would. I think that would probably be right now the only issues you would have, or there'd be no issues, and you would have to make sure you're not spending more on compute power. It's a risk. Like as a human, you're just wasting your time if no one's buying your content. But with AI, you're losing money because you're paying for that compute power. You're renting it. You're running a virtual machine. Whatever you're doing, um, so if it's glitching out and people aren't doing it, you're losing money that you're paying to like run this avatar where no one is going to pay for it. So you're losing money as you're going through. I always thought that'd be wild to tell your kids someday, like, oh, we're able to pay for you to go to college or pay for your car because your your dad ran pimped out 3 digital models for 24 hours a day, 6 days a week in the early or in the mid 2020s. But who knows? I don't think the kids would care. They'd be like, okay. We had avatars working the block 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for 3 years straight. They never slept. They never ate. They were in the same room. Yeah, because I mean, if I was a successful OnlyFans model right now, I would be cloning it my everything and just being like, here, I want to just make it work all the time, make it and but the key, I guess, too, would be so that you can't social and yeah, and make sure you can't be jailbroken, so you can't have someone be like, take your shirt off, take your top off," and it's just like, "Okay," and you don't have to pay any money. You'd have to make sure. So it'd have to be honestly, cryptocurrency, smart contracts would be great. Yeah, now that we're on this topic, crypto it is, yeah, yeah. Smart contracts would interact with the avatar and say, "You got so many, so much money or so much deposited, and you can now reveal or with remove another article of clothing." I think that's probably the future of erotic entertainment. Yeah, it is. It's smart money. Yeah, and the whole email thing. If someone changes their email, you don't know how to get a hold of them anymore, or they can block you. But I mean, they can still block you hypothetically with the crypto wallet, but you can always find where that person is. Airdrop. Airdropping is marketing. I know it's been used as like a reward, but airdrop is really in the way I see it in the future where people are getting airdropped NFTs and tokens. That shit's just marketing, bro. That's how you get people in hook, line, and sinker. Like, hey, I released my new album here. I'm gonna airdrop you, a track that you can listen to, and you can't listen to anymore until you buy this or buy that. I think that's like where we see the death of things like and I think Apple knows that too. They definitely do. They're not that these companies are more powerful and successful than most countries. There's no way they don't know that like, oh shit, Apple Music's only work because we can distribute to everybody across the world when you are using our licensing or you like allow the licensing of your music and your songs. But once an artist can say, "Hey, here's my album," and they're like, "Oh my god," here's a track from my new album, a single, and you can't listen to anymore until you buy or you become a subscriber, a member, whatever the fuck their membership is called, then Apple Music is done. Spotify, they'd all be done because then they'd be like, if you buy into us, then you get to listen to my artist. You get to listen to other people. The device. No, I just think they would take a major hit once artists realize that they can all go to a major hub and you can always find people regardless of whether they have an Android or a Google Pixel if anybody has those. They look cool. They look cool. I wish I had if I had could pick any phone besides an iPhone, I've often thought I don't know what it is about. It's like Samsung and Apple do such a good job of making their phones so completely different from each other that you might buy a different phone, but it's not going to be if you're a Samsung owner, you're not going to buy an Apple, and if you're an Apple user, you're not going to buy a Samsung. I would buy 100% Pixel. Really? Is that like the partnerships they have with T-Mobile? That's a good move. That makes sense too because that's all you really need. Soul Soul Mobile. Some this woman who I work with wanted she's in finance, like pretty high up in their department. And she didn't want to tell me that she bought Solana until she told me what the price of it was. And I was like, so she's like, it's not Solana. I think it starts with an S, but it's something else. And I was like, Sui, like SUI. She's like, no. And yeah, and she's like, it was like $250, and I thought it was gonna go because she's smart, but the thing that fucks so many people is that whole supply and market cap thing. They don't realize it's not gonna ever. They think they're getting into something early that's gonna be the price of Bitcoin. It's never gonna be that. I mean, maybe in like 100 years, but it's not. It's not gonna go to that. Bitcoin has 21 million in supply. There's like 18 million currently minted. It's never going to go there. There's not. It's not anything that has. That's what I was saying earlier. I think the next thing that we see that's a major thing isn't going to be a coin like Solana or Ethereum was the next big one, and that hit like a certain a certain value of Bitcoin's market cap or ate into it. And then Solana was a big one that went from like $9, 200 to 200 some dollars. Obviously, it was like way less than that. But there's going to be one that goes from like a few tenths of a penny in the next year or two. I don't know if it's going to be Gala that has a larger supply because every bull market and bull run that we've had, a new token that isn't Bitcoin ends up having a quick run up. Ethereum was last time, 2021. BNB went to like 700. Solana went to like 200 or something. So I think you'll see like probably something like like a metaverse or gaming token. We're due for that. We're due for another metaverse run. I could be really wrong on that, but I think I've been around in crypto for long enough. It's been over 10 years, 12 years actually. No, shit, 13 years. 13 years. I think it's going to be some sort of metaverse token, bro, right? I know. Holy shit. I keep thinking it's if that whole they always say, "Oh, it's over, it's over." I'm gonna be 40 years old in 8 years. It's gonna be over. I'm already 40 essentially. In 8 years, I'm gonna be 40 years old. And yeah, yeah. I wish, man. Jesus, those nobody tells you when you're 20 years old, you have a good solid 15 years to be a grown teenager and just do stupid things, but at an intelligent level that a child would not normally do. And you have the rights of an adult now. But a lot of people, mainly myself, they fuck around. There are about so many nights I would spend just like chasing women, chasing no intent, no like long term plan outside of that night, and emptying my clip and just moving on to the next day. And it's like now I feel like well not now 2 3 years ago when I was like I'm gonna be 30 soon. You're like holy shit. After and then when I'm 40, it's over at that point. Like you're just then you have 10 more years. Yeah, 40. But I just want to look. Yeah, it's really old, dude. Time to break out the AARP card and start going to bingo. Bingo cards look more attractive now. It's fucking yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I have, yeah, I did actually. My grandmother, rest in peace, Nana. We used to the ink popper, the things where you put the ink on the cards and stuff like that, and you wipe them clean. Oh my god, bro, I think that's they'll have crypto bingo at some point. I don't shit. Why don't we do? I'm gonna write that shit down. That's like a crypto bingo, bro. Because we're all think about all them. Who's gonna play crypto bingo? All the millennials that get old really soon in the next 20 years, when our lives are over and we have all this money and I don't know what own. We probably still won't own homes at that. Everybody's saying, "Let's fucking go" at like 60 years old, dude. Oh, let's fucking go. It's so over. Or whatever. What's the other thing that they say? Not it's over, but it's we're back. We're so back. Yeah. Oh shit, I need my bro. I like that. I like that's a good move. I like that people are community noting these people, these fucking accounts. I thought there was something that was like this going on. I didn't know exactly what it was, but there's apparently like if you're an influencer at one point, you're like life's really easy to just get impressions. So they have these Telegram channels where they're like, "Hey, I'm gonna share this." Like, if you ever seen those videos where you just see, I've seen the same video since like last November, but these accounts like insane or crazy clips, and then Internet Hall of Fame. They'll recycle these same videos, and then they'll like it, and they'll be like, "Wow, this is like really crazy," or this person they'll never hear the end of that. They can't make up for this, and it's just like a wild video that was like funny or impressive the first time you saw it, but it just gets recycled so many times over. People have started to community note that now, which is cool, bro. We have AI. There's no reason to recycle things anymore. Be original. Yeah. I've never seen yours before. Like all, even the ones with the ducks. I thought you were using AI to make those like memes and some of the cartoon stuff that you do. It's wild. Okay. Oh shit. I need to. Did you see those balloons? I don't. I don't know, dude. That's what I mean. You had. I thought it was with like the thumbs up thing earlier. You did a thumbs up, and there was a bunch of thumbs up bubbles. See, what the, yeah. If I don't have that, what if you pray? What other ones are there? Like the yellow hands or the black hands? Peace. Celebrate. Did you say celebrate? Yeah, right. I don't know. What about if you have a lighter? Hold a light, see if there's a little flame. I don't know. No, nothing. It's that's Google's like here. Google's like, we'll give you an animation for stealing your face and everything else about you. Hats off, Google. Yeah, that's wild. I can't get that. I'm not really here. Can it read my QR code on this thing? These are the best. This is a plug for Link. Uh, Link is the best. No, it's static. It's just a analog. But in here is an NFC chip. So if I get close to your phone, watch this. Let me see. If I get Yeah, technically you could do that. So if someone gets close to you, like with females, it's the best thing, bro. You go up to like an attractive woman and just like, oh, like you want to get her number, something like that. You're like, oh, here, and she'll be like, I'll just text you, but a lot of times I'll forget. I'll be like, I texted you my number. Instead, I'll want to do stuff like this. I'll be like, oh, here, let me see your phone, and then I tap, you bitch. You see, hold on, here we go. Let me try it again. All right, tap it. Let me see. I might have NFC turned off, but I don't think I do. Oh yeah, there we go. See, and then they just click the little banner, and then it takes them right to this, a white screen. Fuck. Oh, there we go. There we go. And my contact information and the Zen logo, and then if they click done once they save it, Jesus Christ. This phone is so old. It goes to all of our content here. And there's things here, you just can't read it. You can't see it. All of our work, stuff that we're doing, and then some of the things that. Yeah, you should. It is. I would definitely recommend it, bro. $10. That's it. Yeah, you definitely can. That's what it's for. It's. I'm surprised Linktree didn't make something like this. That was a massive ball drop on their part, and they'll never make up for that. And I'm just kidding. They'll end up buying someone like Link. I mean, they have almost similar names. But you should use Leonardo, bro, because Grok doesn't actually generate your images. It's Flux. It uses Flux. Like Grok doesn't have native image. You heard the whole OpenAI native image generation. Like when they're like, oh, native, it's native image. That means the model itself is making it, because it used to not be ChatGPT that would make your images. It would be DALL-E 3. So now they have native image generation because Google did it. So they're just like, okay, shit, we need to do it. But this is one of the best image generation apps, because if you're using Grok, you're using Flux Schnell. Last summer, they started making images with Flux Schnell. I'm trying to share my screen here, but it's a little bit. Flux is where you can sign up. It's just a model that they use to generate. Yeah. So Hugging Face has it, but if you go to Leonardo, they allow you to use Flux and Flux Dev, which is a little bit more powerful, in my opinion. And that's where we make all of our quantum times images. So if you see our library here, they got really good with video generation too, but they have, what is it called? Free flow, or flow state. I'm sorry. Can you see my screen or not? Oh, there we go. Flow state is incredible. Flow state's where you can create off of a prompt in different styles, and it will just it'll change different parts of the prompt and add things, take things away, change the style, and it'll just keep changing and changing and updating, making different changes that you would probably make yourself. I'm actually going to post these online on X at some point over the next. See, sometimes it fucks up the letters, but for Easter, um, I need to get in on these little Earth little globes in here. But yeah, we always try to get, like, I try to post weird, create like wild things that don't really make any sense, because why make stuff that already exists? With duck, like with your brand, though, it would be incredible because you can put ducks in literally anything, and it'll put them in all different scenes, all different. I have made Leonardo does like a report for you. I've made over 25,000 images since I started my account 3 years ago. Yeah, bro, that's the thing. It makes it in similar styles in case you want to uh change like small parts of it. That's the best part about it. It's like an NFT. Um, excuse me. It's like something that spits out an NFT. So let's try this. Watch. This might cause my laptop to get a little bit heavy, but if we go to Leonardo, right? The main screen here, this is like a little end piece tutorial. We're gonna teach this in the AI Pioneer program. I need to get a hold of Leonardo again because they reached out and they said they were interested, but we never got any further than that. So we'll see exactly what they say. So right here's flow state. You put your little prompt here. You go to paste. And then the vibe, you can just pick the vibe out of this pro, or you can leave it random. And flow state is hands down the best. It's like it was ahead of its time when they came out with it. So it's right here. You'll go a little bit further. We'll pop this on the space, so if anybody is watching anonymously, they can see. Let me turn the screen around. You go to cinematic, and you can change these from whatever you want. And then you click generate and watch what comes out. It takes up 1 credit for every one of these generations. So you got to pick quick. You don't have to, but and you go through and see it's more like this, more like this. You can upscale, save them. was trying to get one that was like that other one, the black one, but whatever. It's the clearest images too. It's so fucking crazy how they do this. And then if I click more like this, let's just say I do this. So this one is burgundy blue. I was trying to get, hold on. I want a black one, like this, like black skin. All right. This one's BBW. B&W. It's all right, let's see here. Okay, say we pick, we pick, let me go down a little bit lower here, right here, there we go. I want just a really like a solid black scale. Okay, more like this, right? And then it'll take you, so it's saving the images that you pick, and it's like narrowing it down and pinpointing it into a much more solid version. Every once in a while it'll make a weird one, like this has a person in it, which it shouldn't, like a full-blown human being that has nothing to do with what we wanted. This we got, which this one, yeah, I know, it's so random. No, that. So the first time it's just picking what you want. It's picking like around kind of what you want. Then it's picking the actual color theme, and then now it's picking the prompt. So the prompt, if you look, see more like this, it's different when you click more like this. Every prompt is a little bit different. And I usually won't pick. I won't be real quick to pick them because I want to. I like the variables. Like I like the fact that it's kind of different. Jesus, lots of people. And then if you go down to use these color scales next time. So if we go right here, let's say more like this right here, now it's going to be really similar to this. So it should be a lot of different worlds and globes. And then when you go to the last one, it'll be literally like the same image every single time, but just a different variation of it. So let's say I do this one right here, more like this. And now look how close they are in relation to each other every single time. There's just small little changes in them. Okay. And because that's not wasting, but it's using up my credits, I'm gonna bounce out of that thing. But Leonardo, yeah, Leonardo's sick, bro. It's honestly I think it's the best image generation app there is. Because if you go to AI tools, it lets you pick from their models, and they have Flux, Schnell, Flux Dev, Anime. These were the earlier ones that they used to have concept art, stock photography, Phoenix 1, Phoenix 0.9. And they have video generation too. So here's like the video generation. Not terrible. It's not the best video generator. For video generation, I would definitely pick Kyber Super Studio. That lets you use a little bit of everything. Like Hule, Kling. I'll be right back. I'm gonna use the restroom. Whoa. Thought I could make it.
Still am like the only person that doesn't have an action figure of himself.
No, I don't think I do either. I definitely don't. Yeah, I was gonna say ask. Pop in. Rock. Yeah, they all. I think they. I was listening to someone that said when a new feature comes out on one of them, that's like. Unheard and there was nothing even close to Flex on 3.7, but they have not really done that well so far this year. I think they know. They know that. I don't know if they care, but. That flow state thing that I just showed you used to be free until you picked an image, and then you'd have to pay for it, which was crazy because it was only like 1 credit per image after you picked it.
dang.
But now it's 1 credit per image just to generate them, because they probably realized, shit, we can make a lot more money. Yeah. They
CBT gives me the images a day. I'm on paper chop. But Rock, I mean, hell, Rock has told me like it's only allowed to do a certain amount like every 2 hours. But I feel like I've like done it unlimited on Rock. It doesn't really stop me a whole lot.
Microsoft Designer used to be pretty good.
I like the Apple one too. Apple's latest update gave us the Playground, and they do pretty good image generation, but none of it's realistic. It's all going to come out like somewhat cartoonish, but it's like high detail.
Give it a 16.
I got a 15 Pro.
Damn.
Oh, bro, I work in the phone business, so like me getting a new phone every year was marketing.
I bet, yeah, bro. I'm on that 14 life. So Apple AI is like a myth to me still. I haven't have not gotten into it yet. I know someone who went to one of the AI conferences that they had out west and was like showing me all the stuff that they can do. They made their own avatar and stuff, but I was like, this was a while ago. I was like, that's not anything crazy. But yeah, ChatGPT up there, they have a whole new like library for all of your images too now. Yeah, and Sora. Let me show you Sora.
Trying to make an action figure of myself right now.
Nice. All right, here for okay.
All right, I'm gonna cross my fingers and hope it works. Sure, I can help with that. Please upload a photo of yourself that you'd like me to use. Let's go, we cooking. I don't really have a whole lot of photos myself. I take pictures of ducks, not me a whole lot.
I mean, you could just take one, bro. It'll probably pop it in there.
Just like, I want to post this picture and see what it does.
Yeah, they updated they did Sora pretty well. Like here's it has a dashboard. It makes images. I don't really know why people would use Sora to generate images, but the videos are I think probably the best part. Like
Did
this
it make all those right there on your screen?
yeah, what's her name? Alice in Wonderland. This is all on Sora's website. Like a T cell, cancer cell, T cell, white blood cell. I never actually checked this. No, I don't like that one. It's terrible. Hold on, let me check.
Yeah.
Epic. This is a sync battle. Yeah, send me a picture. Send me it.
And it one up that they gave you 2 of me. I don't know where the necklace came from. I don't really wear necklaces, but
Oh yeah, it'll just throw little things in there.
it gave me some wood. It looks like a bow and arrow. I don't know what that is. It looks like a quiver. I have no idea what's next to the
Nice. Oh, the Solana Seeker too. I like that. That's pretty cool. I like that that duck. Post that duck thing.
I'm gonna try and like make it look a little nicer. I mean, it looks nice, but
You got a tiny version of yourself also.
yeah.
What's on that bottom right? Is that like a? I thought it was a middle finger.
Bitcoin, and then like, what is the brown shit? Like, I don't even know what like
Chicken.
what is brown?
And a vase, a giant, like a vase with a face in it. I like it though. I do like premium collectible action figure. Give me Timberland boots. Yeah, me neither. I gotta make one at some point then now for sure.
Yeah, you have to. What did you make yours though? You would probably just like make the Terminator.
I would make a. That's a good question. I'm just gonna upload. I asked it to make a picture of my dog, ChatGPT. Let me see here. So let me go into. The other day, I was telling you that you posted that Just Duck It thing, and I was like, I'm gonna make that out of feathers, but it didn't. It wasn't in good feathers. I didn't think so. I didn't end up posting it. I was gonna send it to you too, but I forgot. Yeah, I think it's missing a foot in one of them. Let me see. Oh, no, yeah, the next one it's missing a foot right here. But then I did the fur Z image. I didn't like this one as much. I like this one, but I asked it to. Okay.
Made 2 more. I posted the fur one. I made the feather one, and then I made a Simpsons version.
Let's see.
And they came out pretty well.
Oh, nice. I like those. Yeah, that is good.
I think ChatGPT did these.
Yeah, ChatGPT's images are damn good compared to Dolly, bro. I did Dolly 2 back when in like 2023. Now it's you would just keep the images that looked cool because it was so wild. It wasn't even close to what you would normally ask for. But I asked it to make a picture of my dog. I took a picture of my dog. I was like, make my dog if he was a human, and it made a black guy because he's a black dog. But because people were doing that, I saw someone on ChatGPT like, oh, prompt your app to make turn your dog into a human. So it made him into looks like Mahershala Ali.
Your dog on screen.
No.
Okay, we're looking at ancient robotic sentinels, but right below.
Yep.
Yo, this one is way better. Hold up, Grok. Well, I don't know. Grok just made me some, and I love it. It looks a little funky though, but I'm saving this one. I was making the game.
This is my dog.
The character assets for the game. That's your dog?
Yeah.
Holy cow. Why does he look like... He's like the exact opposite version of you. Like they were like, this is what you would look like if you got tanned.
Essentially, yeah. Yeah, I guess they just, I think that might have been one of the pictures. This is my grandfather owned a paint store, and this is exactly what it looked like. I just uploaded a picture and I was like, make this in a cartoon.
All right, let's try Gemini. I'm gonna every AI to make me an action figure. I don't think I have Gemini on my phone, which is a problem.
No, Gemini.
I got it on the iPad.
Yeah, it can make really extremely realistic looking things like ChatGPT, the image thing. We're gonna get booted from this call soon.
That's a nice drone.
Yeah, it makes it look pretty realistic. It turned them into a sticker pack because everyone was like, "Oh, do the sticker thing." So I was like, take everything from this image and turn it into stickers. And I didn't even know some of these things were in that image, dude. I was like, Jesus. But yeah, it's pretty decent. Oh, that's when it made a picture of me from an upload of me, but that's not what I look like at all. I was trying that cartoon thing. This was sick. I know. These are my. I should have posted these. I don't know why I didn't. I like these. These are wild. That's when I was first like trying it out. I think this one, yeah, when it came out around like the last week or two of March. But it has been a minute since I've been back in here. But we're gonna get booted from this call, and I'm gonna head to bed soon anyway, so I can wake up and trek up to the Keystone State.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass out here soon too. I'm gonna get some cartoon action figures made up of me from all these different AIs, and we're gonna.
Oh yeah, give it a shot.
Perform some polls.
Post those too. Post those on the.
Can't do it, though.
Why not?
I don't know. I just posted the prompt into Gemini, and it said that sounds like a fun project. Unfortunately, I can't direct to create an image of an action.
It's like that sounds like a great project, but you're gonna have to do that shit somewhere else.
Leonardo.ai, you said it's going to charge me as soon as I try to use it, right?
No, you can. It's 100. You get 150 credits a day.
Oh, I love that. Okay.
So you got 4 minutes to use them as much as possible. Oh no, you have a whole hour, bro. I forgot you're an hour behind. Yeah, you got an hour and 3 minutes. I used Flux Schnell. I don't know if it's available on their non-paid plan, but Phoenix 1.0 is still pretty badass. It's just gonna look different. It'll look honestly pretty close to Flux, but just a little bit different.
Let's go.
Oh yeah, give it a run. Send me some of those pictures. I'm gonna end this because we're gonna end the call. The call's gonna cancel out soon, but send me what you make, and you have a happy Easter. And when you want to reconvene? Wednesday, Tuesday? Oh,
Tuesday's perfect. I'm not doing anything at all on Tuesday.
What about Wednesday?
Wednesday either.
Okay.
I'm like completely open on both those days.
Yeah, those are my best days. Let me hit you up Monday or Tuesday just to lock into time because I have to go to Bowie State University on Wednesday, so I might be up early. Probably will be up really early on Wednesday and go to sleep early on Tuesday because I'm getting old, bro. I can't do the 6-hour nights of sleep anymore. I need to get my walker and ready to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But all right, brother. Have a happy Easter, and I will talk to you either tomorrow or Monday. Send me those pictures too when you get a chance. I want to see what you think of Leonardo won Phoenix.
Yeah, I'll just see some stuff over.
So, happy Easter, bro. Take care. Have a good one. Good night. Happy Easter. I'll be there. Another night with ZEN Duck. Happy Easter to you and yours, and all the things that Easter is known for.